In this video, we're going to compare the Anker 737 to the Anker 200 watt prime power banks. First glance, you might think these look very similar, but they are pretty different. So the 737 and the 200 watt both have 3 ports on the top, 2 USB-C and 1 USB-A. But this one, you actually get up to 200 watts of power. But the thing that's kind of interesting about this one is the top ports are only capable of going at up to 100 watts each. So if you want to use the 200 watts, you do have to use both of the ports on this. But with the 140 watts, this one has a total of 140 watts. You can get the whole 140 watts out of just one port, but if you use multiple ports, then the power wattage is going to be split between them. This one does give you a higher capacity, coming in at 24,000 milliamp hours over the 20,000 that this one does, but the 737 doesn't have the pogo connector on the bottom. So with this one, you can actually charge it on the Anker Prime charging base, which is a pretty cool trick. So if I had to choose between the two of these, I would steer most people towards the 737 because this one has almost all the same features as the Prime one. It has the great screen on it. You can see the power in and out. You can also use the port on the top to recharge it, and you get 140 watts, which is a great amount of power if you're using one laptop or if you're using multiple smaller devices. The main draw to the 200 watt one is if you need to be able to split the power between multiple outputs on it, or if you want to charge it with the Anker Prime charging base. That's another reason to get this one. Otherwise, they weigh about the same, although this one is a little bit shorter than the 737. But again, I just think most people will be just as happy with the 737 as with the Anker 200 watt Prime power bank. Thank you, Anker, for sending me both of these to review.